awesome setups tonight. In the booth tonight, we have Enoch and Puddin. He's coming back from the Dover race. Appreciate y'all coming in tonight.
Thanks for having me back, guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hosting this, Grim. You're the man. Giggity Racing League's a lot of fun, and Puddin, awesome talking with you throughout the Dover race. I can't wait for some custom racing here.
Nick,
Kansas.
Grim, you guys have great insight, and,
You
and
too.
plus on top of just great driving, and these guys are incredible. It's not what you would call a public lobby. It's awesome to see great racing.
Yeah, I hear you. And you know they should be qualifying now. And before we started the broadcast, we were talking about how these guys were going to run. And Grim, what was it that you just said before we started?
They're going to run the high side because literally the thing is, though, Kansas-wise, and I learned that myself just by running random lobbies and cup. If you don't run the high side here, I mean, if you have a setup that can run bottom, yeah. But the high side to mid has the quickest around this track.
Yeah, I agree. Like even in Heat 3, the high line here was great, but with Heat 4, there's so much that has to do with tire wear that I think that plays an even bigger role in running the high side. I'm thinking that they're going to start at the bottom just to kind of hold off people from getting by them, but when things start to spread out, they're going to migrate up to the top. I'm not sure, Puddin, if you have a different idea, if you've got another great point to put in on that as well.
I have always been a high, wide, handsome person, but depending upon the tire wear, you're going to want to go down to at least the second groove, in my opinion. My boy Ebaz, Warpig, Fat, and Crazy Bratton, I've learned from them that you can run that middle line if the high line's not working for you. The high line is fastest, but you can drive it into 1, you can drive it into 3 very fast and make that second line stick. So again, throttle control, tire conservation, and with these caliber drivers, gentlemen, we're in for a good show tonight.
Yeah, you said it all. we are going to be in for a really good show. I believe qualifying has ended. We're just waiting to be able to join into it. So this is going to be great. I'm looking at the leaderboards right now. RKM is in second for the daily, so we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, while we're waiting to get going here, you know, for those that are watching, thank you guys. Watching Giggity Racing League, always have a good time every night. But you know, we're here again honoring and thinking about a great children's hospital over the seas. You know, the Gosh. This is the Gosh race tonight for to support Children's Hospital for all that they do.
Sorry about that, Andy.
So we can accept.
Yeah, blue screen in here, guys. Sorry.
Great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for one of our good friends who we will rename unknown right now. But if you can, this is a charity race, kind of, and we would appreciate anything to help out one of our fellow league racers and good guy all around and his daughter.
Yeah, you said it right there. You know, this, you know, it's all for charity. Just to, you know, to think about others. So they're getting ready to get started. I'm getting into the race. You guys got those invites, right?
Yeah, I got it.
You guys get the invite?
Yeah, I got it. Did you get one, Puddin?
You got the invite?
Let me double check. Yep, there it is from my good friend Enoch22. Great guy.
Heck yeah. Oh, stop. I'm blushing. But the race is getting
I don't
along
care what
right
his
now.
girlfriend says about him.
Oh, you're good. So Fluffy started on pole, and he's leading right now. Buck Racing, who started second, he's shown in third. Of course, it's hard to keep position when you're starting side by side. Second place is A Trout, qualified third. He's sticking along the bumper of that 17.
He has a good strategy. No offense, Nick, real quick from Dover. He does have a great throttle control.
He was great to watch. Um, Qualifying fourth is Checkmate Taylor in that 9, but he's shown in the back of the pack right now. He must have got pushed out of line and had a tough first lap, but he's got a long race to go. Then we got Mills, the winner of Dover, and I love that paint scheme. I love that Miller paint scheme right there. That thing looks sick. But he's shown in third position right now. Got around, what was it, second? I forget already. That's my memory. I think it was Buck. But, looks like they're starting to get single file, and where are they running right now, Grim? What line are they running?
Nick, they're
Sorry,
running a
guys.
highlight. They're running a highlight Hanson line, and they're coming down the side. Sorry to take it away from you, Grim.
Oh, you're good. No, I was coughing and I tried to mute my mic and I forgot to
No,
unmute it.
no.
No, you're good. You're good. Thank you, Puddin'. And you're right. They are, Puddin'.
I'm gonna tell you
They
now,
are.
guys. Halfway through this race, I'm gonna be taking some medicine. So I'm gonna try. I'm waiting to the halfway mark so I can actually.
This guy's gonna be drooling all over himself after taking some NyQuil, falling asleep.
I'm actually taking NyQuil. So.
Yeah. Well,
Dude,
well,
I
hopefully
need
you don't
something.
pass out, but before this
That's
race
17 cars looking fast, Nick.
ends. Yeah, it is. He's starting to.
Damn.
He's still got a lot of pressure from. Is that Trout? I'm
that's
with
Trout.
RKM right now. He's sitting.
Sorry, that's Trout. He's never left the back bumper much of Fluffy on that
until now.
start. And then we got Mills coming in, last race winner here, trying to get up on the back bumper of Trout.
Everybody loves to take that 0.3 of a second off
man.
by cutting that lower line.
Oh yeah. You got to watch
you
out
can-
though. It could hurt your entry into one.
You can, exactly. I was just going to say, you get a heck of a drive coming off of 4. Great straightaway drive, but you got to make sure you get back up there. Remember, going into turn 1 though, Nick.
You gotta make sure you get that right entry in. But sometimes too, when you want to get that good entry and you stay a little high, then that wall gets to you real quick before turn 1. So you'd be coming through that tri-oval and right after the start-finish line, you could hit that wall easily. You gotta watch out. They got damage on, and you gotta
Fluffy's
think
looking
about
smooth
that.
as glass though on that high side, Nick.
Oh man, he really is. Look
Okay,
at that
good.
lead.
Good conversation, Grim.
He's probably trying to take care of that call. We got 3 wide going for 3rd place right now, and Buck.
Wicked just pinched him.
Would you guys go 3 wide? Either of you this early in the race? Would you take a 3 wide?
If it happened, I would get out of it quick. That's for sure.
I would. I'd trust this to see if you could hold it 3 wide. If it comes into a situation
I like
later.
that. Oh yeah. I take back what I said. You just changed my mind, Graham.
I'm trying, guys.
saying.
I'm trying to talk. It's making it worse here.
Don't worry about it. Just man the
That
camera.
safer
then
beer
do
comes
all
up
that
on you
stuff.
quick.
Yeah, it does. It does. You gotta watch out for that. But the whole 3 wide thing, I agree with you, Graham. Try it out now instead of later. See what works, see what doesn't. But I would try to avoid it. I don't want to damage the thing. Do you feel any different?
With 130 laps to go.
Oh, Buck and RK, and
Through
then
your
that Tatty. All 3. How about Buck get out of that ordeal? He's good. He saved it. But they were came off the corner, rubbed into each other. Oh,
With 130, 129 laps to go, throw your experimental card out now. Test. Do what you got to do now. Figure out what you got to do. Figure out what line works.
Yeah.
Especially, but it's still also early because they're on fresh tires. If it comes back, if they have worn tires, that might make a difference on what line they're running later in the race also, Nick.
So, but it was mentioned earlier too. What about the other drivers? That's another thing you got to think about. How am I going to run around these other guys? And it's good to
Fast.
figure that out now. Yeah,
If you're already
If you wanna
racing
see-
in the Giggity Racing League in the Cup Series, you're fast.
You're running fast. Yeah, you're running fast, but what line am I going to take? What line is that guy taking? How am I going to get around him? What's his weakness? They're going to have to try and figure that stuff out. What's that other guy's weakness? What's my strength? How can I use this to my advantage? So they could be learning a lot right now. Things spread out pretty quick.
Could we
know if
also
y'all
use the old quote-unquote Bristol bump right now? Could that be brought in to this factor on this big
Would you
track
want
later?
to? Would you
to
want to do
loosen
that?
them up. If they loosen them up to get underneath them or to go around them on the outside on the high line, take
Yeah,
them
I
off
mean,
their mark.
you could, but I
You
don't
gotta
think I'd
play
use
it.
that
You
now,
gotta play it
because
safe
then they're
now.
gonna remember that for later. They're gonna remember that for later. I'll save that
Tip
move
forward.
for later on. But I like that. I like that thinking, Puddin. Yeah. You're on track. These guys
That
have spread
17
out.
car is looking fast, though. He's looking very fast on the outside. Fluffy is smooth. He's cutting down. He's running a high line. Takes that couple tenths off on the inside line. Comes right back up to the high line. And Fluffy is pulling away, Nick.
Yeah, and as Fluffy's pulling away, I was watching Trout and the 42 of Wicked Gatekeeper. They were just battling for second, but looks like Trout's able to pull a few car lengths on the 42. Grim, you see anything?
No, I'm just riding with Fluffy right now.
It looks like there's a caution on the track.
If anybody had to say anything for Halloween-themed base names, I think Wicked Gatekeeper definitely takes the Halloween-themed PSN handle.
Yo, that's cool, man. You think about it, it would for sure. Wicked.
I mean, we
Gatekeeper,
got Shadow
that's creepy as hell.
Grim.
Shadow. Oh well, why aren't you
All
in
right,
the race?
let's take a
Nah.
vote. Let's Grim, Nick. I don't mean to interrupt you guys. I apologize. I'm very sorry for that. Let's take a fan vote on the Giggity Racing League live stream. Whose name creeps you out more for Halloween?
I like that.
I mean, I'm creepier in person anyways, but that's beside the point.
We'll leave your beard out of this, Grim.
Hey, yeah, you leave my beard alone. I
We're
barely
going
can
side by
grow
side down
it
the front
anyways.
stretch on the restart. Here we go, gentlemen. Grim, take it away.
I'm sorry, coughing now. But yeah, no, let's go down the corner
Nice.
here, man. Fluffy. See, the thing is, though, was I don't know. See, because I don't run cup much. I don't know if the custom setups can get you to run that bottom lane and be quicker. I mean, I know the high side is the main key,
Oh, it
but
can.
I don't know if you can run bottom and be consistent either.
I think you
Now
can.
this comes back to it, Nick. Though Heat 3, though, completely different way to run these tracks. Which driver has figured out the best way to run this track? Because this is a completely different setup. You know what I'm saying? It used to be low, and now it's high, Nick.
Honestly, I think when it comes to Kansas, even in Heat 3, it was
Guys,
a high
big
line.
wreck here,
There's a
big
in the
wreck.
back.
Yeah, big wreck. Bucks around. Looks like
Caution on the
Tommy
track.
got
Caution on the track.
Tommy got a little damage there. K-Mac might have got a little piece of that too.
Yeah,
I don't know
Buck,
what the plan
Buck
did
looks
or
like
not.
he's having a hard time, and Buck even qualified second, and he's got a long race to try and work his way back up there, so I'm going to keep an eye on Buck. But
Buck is
when it
very
comes,
fast, and he knows
Oh, yeah.
strategy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I get to race with him online quite a bit, which is fun, and he's great driver. But you know, back to the whole line choosings and Kansas, even in Heat 3, it was kind of a high line thing, and I think one of the reasons why they don't run the bottom is because of how loose it gets down there. The rear just wants to kick around, and then saving it is extremely tough.
I
But
think throttle
I think
control is
you
the
can
main
do it.
aspect to that, though, Nick.
Yeah, but I think that someone's gonna have to be able to do that for a few laps. A few laps, have the shorter way around the track if they're gonna want to get around someone. But the way that Fluffy's been running right now, he's been showing pretty dominant so far.
Going
I
through
know
wide
it's
and
early.
one. Sorry, Nick.
You're good. I should
thing
be
is,
paying
though,
attention
too,
to this
though,
restart anyway.
Enoch, the thing though is, right? With them going, Fluffy going out there, Mills has not left his back bumper every restart. He stays with him.
Mills is on it tonight. He has had a great run at Dover with that victorious celebration that he had. He's got momentum on his side. He has confidence on his side.
Yeah.
Grim?
I'm telling you, the thing is, though, like you guys say, high wide and handsome here is nice, but you got to literally watch your lane when you go in. Because if not, one wrong entry wise, and you can hit that outside wall.
Yeah, or another car that's right there. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I run the roof camera. And it's hard to see on your inside and outside who's there or not.
I'm a hood guy, Nick.
Yeah, hood. Yeah, that's what I run to. I don't run the third person behind it.
See, if I can get used to it. Yeah, good there,
Grim.
You're good, man.
No, Grim. Go
Oh, there's gonna be a wreck back here, guys. There's 4 wide back stretch.
Oh,
plants around.
Somebody. Yeah, somebody slid up into somebody.
He saved it.
Great save.
There's still 3 wide.
Nick, back to what you were saying.
Man, yeah, what was I saying? I'm like just kind of in awe watching these guys run around this track. This is good racing here. I love Kansas. It's probably one of my favorite tracks.
I agree.
I really enjoy this place. One
being
part that I don't see out
being
here.
from Ohio, I do love Eldora though, gentlemen. But this is far from dirt.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I gotta get more into the dirt stuff on here. But,
well, we got Mid-Ohio too, but we'll get into that to another day. We got 3 wide for the lead up here.
Yeah, it looks like Mills trying to make a look. Yeah, Mills is trying to make a look on the inside of Fluffy, with the help from Wicked behind him right now.
We got the old Rusty Wallace paint scheme. That is awesome paint scheme, and he is right there with him, Grim.
Oh yeah. I was actually just passing. I was in Ohio last weekend.
I'm sorry, but we'll discuss that later too.
No, I mean I passed Mid-Ohio. I really should have stopped, but again the time frame, I didn't have time. And it looks like
he loses first, falls back to third.
Once again, the caliber drivers that we have in the Giggity Racing League, Nick, is phenomenal. You get a little loose, and these people can hold on to it.
Well, it's funny because they're so good,
3 wide.
they're so precise that it's almost like they're running on rails all the time, or as if it's the AI cars. You know, these are actual people controlling these things, and they're doing a heck of a job. I got a question for you. When it comes to having a race with custom setups, and you know you have to pit, do you set up your car so that you have to make adjustments, or is your custom setup where you want to keep it for the entire race?
Well, as tire wear falls off, you're going to want to make adjustments.
Okay.
I'm just memorized about seeing Fluffy beating the back bumper off of Mills going down front stretch. So I'm sorry, I'm watching Mills right now.
So
it's good racing.
Is there a I wouldn't say it's sympathetic because Mills is one heck of a driver, but do we have an emotional aspect here? Just wanting to see Mills pull this off again, two races in a row?
I mean, it's done.
Yeah,
it's been done.
I think so, and he's showing something different. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You're gonna
but
go.
I gotta say it. He won it off of strategy and smoothness, you know. And I've done that. That's how I've won my races in my leagues, you know, by strategy. And now he's showing that he's got the speed. So of course there's that emotional to it where it's like, come on, you know, you can do it, Mills. Heck yeah, and he does have that confidence behind him right now. You know, he can show that he can do it.
Oh,
look at that. Mills on the outside right there, coming through the outside, and he still held it. We just proved that inside. He just proved that cutting that 3/10 doesn't mean anything, and you can hold your line better going.
Man, that's some close racing.
Fluffy is trying the inside line. Fluffy was trying that inside line. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to be able to use it to pass because they are not going to get off the top line. So if you need to make a pass, you're gonna have to make the bottom work, and that's what Fluffy's trying to do. But the reason why I asked the question about the pit strategy is because Fluffy had a huge lead until that pit stop, and then look at this, he lost. Did the others make adjustments that helped them, or did he make an adjustment that didn't? Or something had to have happened, or maybe he's saving his stuff. Who knows?
Nick, I don't know about you. Grim, come back with me on this too. It depends, again, the people you race with. Do you pit in early, knowing they're going to pit? Or do you pit later, trying to put them a lap down so you have more time on pit lane? Nick?
I think it depends on the fall off of laps. I was practicing for my next league race, and I mentioned it before, I like to pit late. and I pitted late. I got back on track, and I lost position because of the fall off of the lap times. But you know, as I still had fresher tires, I was able to get around. But still, it's hard to say. I think it really depends on how much fall off there is. And I'm pretty sure Kansas has a pretty high fall off.
Here's the thing, though. A slider set up to a custom setup, your fall off could be a lot more.
It could be a lot more.
So,
It really
or it could be a lot
different,
less.
and it could be different than the other drivers.
Correct, Nick. So therefore, that's where you have to know your car, know your driving strategy, and know the track and know the surface.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm in a race like this, a long race, I'm running my own race. I am racing the track. I'm not racing the other drivers, so to speak. But I am trying not to wreck. I'm doing what I can. I'm not going to overdo it with the car and try and get something out of it that it doesn't have. I'm running my own race, and
Nick, you said it best.
so I don't care about the
My
other
father,
drivers
who
that
taught me how
much.
to
I
race,
should.
he taught me this. And you just said it, Nick. Race the racetrack, not the racer. You
Yeah,
said
yeah.
it.
I've seen too
What
many
worked
things.
best for you doesn't work best for them. And if
Yeah.
you follow them, you're going to make their mistakes. So,
Right.
for example, at Dover, if they bump the wall out of 2, you're going to bump that wall. Race the race car, or race the racer, or race the racetrack, not the racer. Excuse me,
And-
Joe.
and, you know-
But
you know-
you're 100% right, Nick.
But you can say the other two. It all depends on when. It depends on the situation. To me, if it's early in the race, then I'm racing the track. If it's at the end of the race, I'll fight for the position. But early on, if I see a guy is catching me real quick, I'll move over, let him by. At the end of the race, probably not. But
But they don't know when the race is over,
there's
so
just
you
three
always
lines.
hold your line.
yeah,
Don't mind that. Shut the mirror off.
yeah.
That's just my
Why
opinion.
not?
Grim,
I like
what's your thoughts?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just
Grim's a tough
speechless.
racer.
I'm sorry. I'm just still speechless with this race battle between Wicked.
Do you see the 9?
Dude,
Oh,
like the
no.
9's creeping.
As soon as I say it, oh, checkmate.
Dude, like,
There's a
dude,
4-car battle for
dude,
the lead. They're going 3 wide and through 1,
Dude,
Nick.
it's two. I think it's the last lap in the stage. It's the last lap in the stage, and dude, Fluffy's trying
Everybody's
so
fighting for those
hard.
points.
Oh my
Everybody's fighting for those points.
Dude, Mills is just on a rail. Dude, I've been jaw dropped amazed for the last like 5 laps. I couldn't talk.
Yo, Mills is.
He's on a rail
I can't-
tonight,
I can't-
gentlemen. His
I'll-
confidence and his confidence
My
and his driving ability is through the roof.
See, I can't watch.
I think-
he's
oh.
a ton of speed in the wall.
Oh!
That's all right. That's all right, Mills. Yo,
Woo!
shake it off.
17
Wait
got a
till
little
later.
loose.
Wait till later, Mills. You're good. You're learning there. See, I can't even watch this. Imagine if I was running in that top 3, I'd be like shaking right now. That was some good, hard racing. And it's tough when you're in the lead. It's easier when you're in second place. You have less pressure on your back.
I agree,
That's the
Nick.
end of the
I'm
stage.
right there with you. If I
Guys,
look
that
in the
was
rear,
stage. That was a stage for that race. Damn.
All right. And it
Dude,
goes
I was
to-
jaw
goes to
dropped,
Fluffy
man.
On the last lap of that stage, Fluffy gets
Jeez.
around. It looks like Mills was doing a great job up high, but in 1 and 2 he just got a little too high, scrubbed it, and Fluffy got around, opened the door for the 42, and
Wow. I'm just.
that
Wow.
Wicked Gatekeeper. Wow. Yeah, I'm with you there. Wow, man. But
Alright, finishing.
I'm sorry, Puddin. What? Oh, yeah. Let's hear the finish.
Was Fluffy, Wicked Gatekeeper, Mills, Larson, RKM, Tommy Arnold, RJ Smitty, K-Mac, Trout, and Plant.
Wow. Yeah, this is gonna be. Let's see how they all pan out here for the start of the second stage. Fluffy taking the lead with the 42 on his outside. Where is that 2-car?
Dude, I don't even know how to describe.
2-car starting in 5th, restarting in 5th.
If this is how this rest of this race is gonna go, I'll be excited. Not gonna lie.
Oh no, oh man, I'm with you on that.
But I'll say that right now, we were worried about that 3-way battle. If you guys didn't notice in the back, Larson was catching him by himself.
Well, Well, yeah, they were also battling it, you know, that kind of helped Larson. But not only that in the back, but I wasn't even watching the top three. I was in the back with who the heck was I with? I forget his name already.
The draft does play an effect.
Sorry guys, Checkmate. Yeah, I was with Checkmate Taylor towards the back. I was watching his three-way battle, and that was freaking exciting. There's action all over this track, and there is a three-way battle right now. Looks like, who the heck is that? Oh my gosh, I'll get names. All these guys went back to regular cars. I think.
I was going to say some of them went back. That looks like the I Love Plants. He went back to a normal Bush car. So you learn one car and you learn another one, Nick.
I know, right? And they all had the numbers all situated, but I think the custom paint schemes may have caused the network connection issues. So they just went with the actual cars, which is great too. I love looking at these paint schemes, even though all these guys made great ones. D. Smith in that 43, great run on the outside around the 88 of who's that? Tommy or yeah, Tommy Armor Boy. I'm liking Tommy Armor Boy. I think he's gonna get a win. He's definitely gonna get a win by the end of this season.
Grim, what are your thoughts? Do you take the low side and cut through, or do you take the apex?
See, it kind of stinks, because, I mean, again, the high side is literally, it's like Eldor, I'll give an example. If you're not running the high side, you're not quick in trucks. Because I go there every year. See, the thing is, though, you have people that can run, if you can figure out how to cut it from the high side to the low and still get an entry off, I feel like that'd be another way to do it, too. But I don't know.
So what you're saying is be the Jean Girard from Talladega Nights, where your car is 6 lanes fast.
Yeah, try to make something that nobody else is doing.
Experiment.
Yeah,
that's only makes you faster.
I said that you have to have something good on the bottom line, and Taddy's making it work a little bit on the bottom, trying to get around Life as a Plant, but. The run Life as a Plant had off of 4 just doesn't work for him. But you have to have something to be able to get around people. You're just going to run and just look at the bumper on one of these cars.
It's more like follow the leader. And I mean, bucks in the wall.
I don't think that they want to do that. I mean, the rear end of those Mustangs, you know, that looks good, but that's not necessarily what they want to do. They don't want to keep looking at the rear end of these Mustangs, Camaros, and Camrys.
Dick, Grim, if you don't mind, let's have another fan opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Running a Toyota, running a Ford, or running a Chevy, does that make an aerodynamic advantage? Because I've heard yes, and I've heard no. So let's take a fan vote on the Giggity Racing League YouTube page. Let's see what the viewers have to say about this.
I can't wait to see what they think. I'm not gonna lie. Me myself, I'm a conspiracy theory kind of person. Last year, this league I was in, it was Cup with custom setups. I would have to practice with a certain paint scheme. I swear, if I changed paint schemes on my car, it changed my setup somehow.
Is that a conspiracy theory, or is that just superstition?
It could be. I think it's both, but I turned it into a conspiracy theory because I didn't want to believe that it was superstition.
I'm a superstitious type of person, and in my real life motorcycle racing and my cars, I had to have orange, white, and black on my car or my motorcycle.
But I like that. That's cool, man.
I did. But here's the thing, though. Like I said, I've heard people draft at Talladega and say the Ford won't suck up on a Chevy, or the Toyota won't pull up on a Ford, vice versa.
I don't think this game is smart enough for that, but...
I'm just curious. Let's see what the fans have to say, Nick.
I can't wait to see because I love different experiences from other people. It
only makes you faster.
But if someone else did, I need to hear about it. I love hearing stuff like that. Taddy is still working his way with his 4. I can't get off this battle here. Taddy could have had a really good run, but in front of him,
95 had a great run on the 4 of Lights the Plant on the outside. Big wreck on the outside.
I'm not gonna lie.
Down the back stretch. There's a wreck there.
Taddy's gonna love me.
No caution.
How did Taddy get through that, man.
By the way, Unique Taddy's gonna love me on the stream. I literally cut back to him at the right time, and you just see a blue blur go past him.
Poor D. Smith too, man.
Heck of a drive and numerous drivers.
A hard battle right now
What's going
between
on with the lead right now, though.
Trout and the two just doored each other, and it just messed Mills all up.
Look at the lead. Now we see Fluffy is out again. I really think that maybe he was sandbagging after that first stop, because how is it that he had a huge lead at the beginning of the race, then there was a caution, they all pitted, and he was battling for the lead, and now look at this, started stage 2, and he's got pretty much the backstretch on the rest.
Did he make wrong adjustments? Question to be asked.
If he corrected it. I don't think he did. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he was saving his stuff.
You know what?
That's
Think about this too, guys. He had two guys drafting off each other.
And 3 wide in the back with the 62, the 4, and who the heck is the other one?
The Brendan Gunn car?
12, I believe. Yeah, there's the 62, the 12, and of course you can't go through these cars easily. The 21 a K-Mac. Yeah,
but you can throw a book in between any of them. They are fast, they're quality. This is the quality drivers that you get at top-notch racing in the Giggity
Racing League. They know what they're doing. I honestly wish I was in this race. I love this track. I love making custom setups. I know mine aren't the best, but I believe fully in this, and I want to know your guys' opinion. I want a car that I can drive, not a car that drives me. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be super loose and on edge all the time. I want to. It's in
so you don't want a wife, you want a girlfriend.
Damn, I didn't think of it that way, but yes.
One, yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be vulgar.
You're right. No, you're
I'm not being vulgar.
You're right. One that I need to.
See, we're gonna be demonetized. I see it happening. No.
No. That was a great, comparison. Well, not a great comparison. It's a funny comparison. It's a joke.
We'll go with funny.
It's a joke. But what's great is if there are wives listening, they're probably like, yeah, I know I'm in control. Yeah.
I wonder if Deborah's watching.
Oh shoot, I forgot about all that.
But look at everybody. They're running the high, wide, handsome side. Oh, somebody's mowing the grass through the inside.
Yeah, checkmate. It's all about that, man. That 9 car.
Trying to put his initials on the inside grass. It's all right, but he came back out nice and clean.
Right, dude? That was insane. Good job. 95 and the 2. Side by side. That's a beautiful picture right there. The 2 taking that low line, trying to just cut up in front of the 95. Is the 95 going to get the momentum off the corner? Almost. But the 2 handled that 3 and 4 perfectly. 95 though, getting into 1.
Grim, Nick, I think you both called this earlier in we were talking about before pre-race. The high side seems to be working well for majority of the drivers.
Yeah. I think that the low line can work for some, only for a few laps. You have to use it in emergency situations.
Emergency situations, last lap, last stage. I agree with that.
Man, this 17 though, man. He's out by himself right now. It's his race to lose. I'm sorry to say, but
we still got plenty of laps left.
It's his race to lose. If he wrecks, if he speeds on pit road,
Correct. Mirror drives.
Yeah.
You're right.
See, I don't ever turn the mirror off. I'll turn the stats on, but not the mirror.
Okay, we have green flag pit stops, everybody. We have some green flag pit stops. Looks like number 24 is coming down. We have RJ Smitty coming down.
And the 9 had an issue getting in. It looked like he's turning around. He's going to lose a lot of time. The 12 RKM is leaving pit road right now. Same with, Smitty is hitting his box now.
The 42 coming to pit lane. 42, we have a spin out coming into pit lane. Another person.
That was
brake
Mills.
bias. Yeah, Mills with the brake bias. You didn't realize it.
So which way
It's
did he go
okay.
on the break by? Did he go too far down?
I think he would. If
I
I
think he
would
went too
take
far
a guess,
down
I would
if
go
he spun
80
out.
rear, 20 front, and he spun the rear out when he hit it. I agree.
No.
But we still have the number 8. I'm watching the K. Larson vehicle. He is out there in that beautiful number car.
Hey, Martin,
He is
what's up,
staying out
man?
there.
What's that?
Martin.
Oh, you
Martin
took-
just
oh.
Martin just joined the chat. What's up, man? Oh, I'm dying.
No, you're all right. I'm following the 62 a buck. He qualified second, and he's clean on that outside line. It's too bad he had a little issue early on, but
I'm following the 8 of K. Larson.
All right, Robbie,
there, Nick.
what's your
Just
question?
See what his strategy is. He's holding out. Go ahead.
Robbie's got a question. Go ahead, Robbie.
These guys are really spread out. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, the 8 of K. Larson, he must be running a different gearing, because it sounds like he's not getting much RPM out of that motor.
That's where that fuel mileage tire wear comes in, Nick.
Aha, yeah.
Yeah, Martin,
see
you
what
should
K.
have seen the
Larson
early
can
of
do
this
later
race, man. The first stage was, jeez. I was quiet for at least 5 laps. He's like,
What's he got to say?
he's just saying.
I feel like you're talking to yourself. I don't know.
No, he said, just enjoying the racing. I said, yeah,
Oh,
you should have
heck
been
yeah.
here for the first stage. It was nutty.
Oh.
Dude, I was jaw dropped for like 10 laps.
Dude, that's funny you say that, man. I was too. I don't know what to say. If a fly was around, that thing could have landed in my mouth. I wouldn't have anything.
So, we just got a comment from Robbie in the chat, and we'd have to ask Taddy that. But I don't think Taddy would have an issue with it.
8 to the pits. K. Larson to the pits finally. 2 laps further than everybody else went. Go ahead there, Grim.
Robbie asked if Putin's available to commentate in Xfinity. Hey, I wouldn't mind having
I
commentation.
don't know if anyone wants to hear Putin's annoying voice.
Hey, you're doing great.
Puddin', you stop that, man. You're great. Yeah, you're doing an awesome job. Ooh, D. Smith just makes the wall off too, but he pancaked it. He keeps going, but he loses some ground. Ooh, loses like 3 spots. That's unfortunate. You got to keep that momentum up.
K. Larson with a quick pit stop. Sorry there, Nick. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
done. You didn't interrupt any.
Probably he probably went too tired on a couple cans. That's my opinion.
Let's see.
So,
I'm
we're just gonna
thinking
throw
that
this
he's
out
doing
here.
so well.
Martin, since you're watching, man, who's your pick to win this race? And we got Fluffy, High, Wide, and Handsome leading this right now. But at the same time, it could come down to fuel strategy, because that's what cost them the win at Dover. So who do you think is going to be the person to take home the checkered right?
Yeah, and while we get his answer, I was just watching the Ford get to pit road, and if he wasn't speeding, then that was perfect. I'm gonna stick along, kind of count this out.
I don't know
Everyone
if it's a
count along with
default
me.
in the. I don't know if it's default, Nick, but the 21 car appears to have front end damage. I don't know if that's the
That's good.
glitch in the game, or if
No,
that's the.
I think
from our
him-
parent.
I think him and the 62, when they were all battling, I think he gave him a bump in the rear and it crinkled the hood.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
and based on that stop by the 4, it was extremely quick stop. So he could have just went for fuel, and if the 21 did have damage, he may have opted not to fix it right now. Like, he must thought, hey, the fall off isn't that bad with this damage. I need to save as much time as I can on track, so I'm not going to have a long pit stop. He'll probably correct those issues during the stage break.
Sometimes too, Nick, damage will help in your handling car.
Yo, you feel that too sometimes? I feel it. I do.
That's just an opinion, but yes.
Yeah,
But
usually
I'm
the
kind of
shorter tracks,
upset with
the
D.
shorter
Smith.
tracks.
1624. He went to a beautiful 43 paint scheme, but he lost that. He lost that P52 scheme.
52, man.
Yeah, just let you
He's
know,
still
we're
running smooth, though.
10 to go in the second stage.
10 to go in second stage.
right,
Strategy on Grim. Nick, what would you do now? Would you pit early so you didn't have to pit on the stage, or would you run it out? Even though
Run it out. I'd
I'd
run
say
it out. I'd be too afraid of losing a lap and then really put myself in a grind. I don't really like to get off strategy when when I know that there's gonna be a restart. If there's gonna be a restart, I want to be on the same strategy. If it were to go green, then sure, I want to be able to pick up as much time as I can. But
Nick, you
I'm
gotta love
holding
that
out.
free pass though. You gotta
I don't want
consider
it.
that.
Well, yeah, but then I'm gonna have older tires with free pass. Like I don't see for myself.
That's
If I was
strategy.
in the
That's
front,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're all here to talk about. We're all
yeah,
just trying to pick these people's brains. We can't talk to them
yeah,
right
but then
now.
I'm on
We
older
don't have any car
tires.
radio.
I'm on older tires, and I get a free pass. Like I don't see the gain in that personally. But it all depends. It really depends, man. It depends on where you're running.
Bristol and Kansas are two different tracks. Also, again, like you said, everything's different.
Robbie just asked another question, guys.
Why does Robbie have so many questions? Go, Robbie.
Thank you, Robbie.
Because he can't talk right now because he's coughing as bad as I am on the mic, so he has to chat.
Robbie, come back in here, Robbie, man. It's cool. You don't need an invite. You already you should be able to join.
But he said, is Pudding going to apply to Giggity Racing League, and is he going to bring his crew or gang of friends with him?
What is he always going to ask about me?
You guys are great friends, man. That's good.
That can be discussed at a later time. We have a great race that we need to commentate right now. We have strategy. We have 8 laps to go in the stage. Things can be discussed later. Let's worry about the great races that we have on track now.
Yeah,
Grim?
how is the lead going right now, Grim? Do you know
Right now we have Fluffy 5.5 seconds ahead of Trout, with Tommy Arnold Boy in 3rd, Wicked in 4th, and Larson in 5th.
That sounds like it's going to be one heck of a stage finish.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking.
The bad part is they're so spaced out. It's literally they're just racing their own race.
I can't see second place really from Fluffy's car.
Because Fluffy's 5.8 out in front of Trout, and then
Someone's
Tommy's
gonna have to pull
4
strategy.
point. Oh man, nah, I had it. Yeah, it's 5 laps left in this stage.
Not gonna lie, but I'm gonna join the race. I'm gonna get in there. And I'm gonna take Fluffy out. No offense, Fluffy. I enjoyed talking to you. Your racing's amazing. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna take a few other guys out and just have
give
fun
it to
with
K
Let's
Taddy.
see who wins.
What I
give
just
K
heard
Taddy.
was Nick coming back from 43 laps down to win the race. Is what I just heard from Nick. Back to you, Grim.
Yeah, I'm winning this.
But no, where we're standing right now is they're gonna just race where they're at, because with Fluffy being 5.5 ahead of them, and then it's Trout, and then it's like 4.3 back to Trout to the other guys, and then so forth and so forth. They're spaced out, so it's plenty of room.
So when it comes to teammates,
Is there teammates when the checker flags come out,
are
though?
there teammates out there, and are they running around the same lap times? Because I want to get back. I'm sorry, but I want to get back to the whole. This is a custom race, a custom setup race, and
43 coming out with front end damage.
Things are getting spread out, and who's got help from who? Who thought of the good setup? It looks like right now Fluffy has a really good grasp on how the setups work, but. Like Taddy. Who's Taddy's teammate out there right now?
His crew chief. His crew chief is his best friend, which was himself.
Yeah,
you do not have friends. You do not have friends. This is a one for one, all one, one for all type of deal.
Not in Giggity. Because underdog racing,
that is very true. That's why a lot of people should apply for the Giggity Racing League, because you do have friends. Everybody's good, clean drivers.
It's technically underdog in Groot Motorsports, because Groot underdog. So technically, Life as a Plant would be Taddy's best friend.
Say Life as a Plant, yeah. So I wonder, did they work on setups together? Things like, you have to have that camaraderie. You have to work as a team to better each other. I think that's very important, but I see that all the time with Giggity, and not just the individual teams, but everyone as a league. I've seen races, what I really love is when different leagues go against different leagues, because right now they're all competitors, but let's say Giggity goes against another league. then Giggity is all a team together, and they can work together.
Put Motorsports Racing League would not want to race against the Giggity Racing League. They are tight-knit, they are fast, they are clean, and they have a strategy. Everybody in this league is fast. You're correct.
Yeah,
I think was that the end of the stage, or was that?
That was the end of the stage, I believe. But everyone works together.
Fluffy's in the stage, man.
Everyone works together so well. That's so I want to see how these custom setups really work compared to others.
Robbie asked us a question. I'll get that question after this. So at the end of stage 2, we have Fluffy, Trout, Tommy Arnold, Kay Larson, Wicked Gatekeeper, Buck, RKM, Smitty, Taddy, and Mills. Top 10.
I'm going my underdogs. My underdogs will be Kay Larson and Mills.
Yeah, mine's Tommy because, dude, where the heck? I've never really seen your name, Armor, and like, good for you. Let's keep it going.
He's in the top level for a reason. Let's keep him going.
I mean, he made a breakout at what was it, Atlanta? His breakout.
He's kicking it, dude. It's great.
He dashed. Well, before we got rid of the dashes.
Green flag drop. 2 wide drivers. Let's go.
He dashed his way into the race.
I didn't know that. Good for him, man.
Yeah, when we had had it. Well, who? Yeah, look at Arnold Boy back there. He hasn't left the back bumper, Fluffy.
Wow, he's side by side with Trout right now, going for second. It's going to be tough on that inside line. If he's got to make this move now and get up top, but I don't think he's going to have the car to handle it right now.
Oh, a little side by side, little door to door action. Somebody handing somebody a turkey sandwich early for Thanksgiving, but guess what? That high line is still looking fast.
Why did you say that? Because now I want turkey sandwich. But
Enoch, by the way, Robbie asked us the question. He said, when is Enoch's and Grimm's next race and where? Well, I can't really find that out because I haven't seen you on track in forever, Enoch.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, they're huge wreck, man. They're just 3 wide coming out. I was
Personal vendettas can be settled later. Let's discuss this great race we have going, Nick Grimm.
Dude, I can't believe there's no caution there. The 42 was doing a great job. They were 3 wide. It looked like 4 wide for a second. And I think they're still battling up where he was just at. But he got the
What's up, Dimebag?
Dimebag's on the inside of the 8.
Dimebags. I will give my homeboy Dimebags a personal shout out. What up, Dimebags? This is your boy Puddin'. Go on. Sorry.
Very good. I think Mills' car's got a whack right now, guys. Like, he's not running like he was earlier. I think he had a
Trout in the fucking in the friggin' 47. A-Trout is right there with Fluffy in the 47 Ryan Prostmobile riding that high side. A-Trout 6 is not leaving him. He is following him tit for tat.
Dude, well, I still think that Fluffy is sandbagging. I'm sorry.
He might be. He might be. He's trying to see what everybody else has got, though, too.
He's
so that might be the ride.
He's saving his stuff.
They are right up by that safer barrier coming down the backstretch. A-Trout's right there with him. Fluffy on the front, right there in the 17-mobile. Great race. Grim, what do you have to say?
Look at Taddy, dude.
Well, I'm going back to Enoch's post there, or that about that question. Guys, if you guys are interested in Giggity Racing League, Lily, hit us up, hit Enoch up, hit me, Shadowgrim88 up, hit Taddy, the league owner. We race almost every day. We have our cup.
But you better be fast.
No, thing is
that's not. We'll help you.
Yep, that's the thing. That's the thing. We might have race teams. We might be under NOCO Racing. Canuck. I might be saying that wrong. Race team. Canucks. Then we have Underdog, the Bros. I mean, yeah, there's names. They're names. They're just names.
We're all
if we need help,
teams, but we're all friends.
We're willing to help.
If I were ever to meet Grim, or if I were ever to meet someone on a different team, I would probably just punch them in the face because no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Giggity Racing is one big family. That's the point of Giggity. That's the reason why we have this, and that's why everybody's doing this.
Exactly.
Checkmate Taylor, by the way, Nick, is Checkmate Taylor in this number 9 car is fighting a 2 wide battle in front of him, and he is right there in the bumper of him. He is coming up on these 2 cars quick, Grim.
By the way, guys, I'm just been riding with Fluffy. Trout's never left him. I don't know if he is sandbagging, but
Trout is right there with him.
Trout's quick.
I rode with Trout for the first 10 laps right there. Trout is very quick. Sorry to interrupt you guys.
I kind of take back what I said about Fluffy holding back, because if he was, then I think the whole field would be right there with him. Trout has left the entire field as well, so he had to have found something. That's awesome. Good for him. But
this is intense racing. If you want to be a better Heat 4 driver, this is where you come, gentlemen.
But yeah, as we were saying about the schedule here, guys, for Giggity Racing, we race every day, really. So Monday nights is our Craftsman truck, not Craftsman, Giggity Racing Truck Series. Then we go to Tuesday nights when it's our Dirt Series. We go to Wednesday nights for our, I believe that's Custom Cup, ain't it, Enoch? For Wednesday night, I believe so.
I think Wednesday night is the
100% custom,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Or it might be preset. One of the two, guys. I had to get with Taddy with that. I forget. Then Thursday night, you'll see me, Enoch, on the track in Xfinity cars. It's a 100% race. Then we go Friday nights to our developmental racing with the new guys, the guys that come in. You got anybody that's new will mostly come into the developmental series. It's pretty much a truck league and developmental to see what you guys got.
To my boys E-Boz, War Pig, Crazy Bratton, and Fat Bratton. If you really want to show something other than beating pudding, there was your opportunity. He just gave you he just opened the door for you, boys.
Let's say, because I'll give you an example.
Right back to here, right now. Sorry to get back to this, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Checkmate Taylor is 3 wide going into 1. Bounced off the wall a little bit. Still held it up on the high side. 2 cars to the inside. We have the 42 car on the outside. This is great racing going down the backstretch.
Oh, yeah.
Grim?
Yep. With the league-wise for it, I'll give you an example. Like I said earlier, Monster Racing got picked out to go into the main roster out of development for the truck series. His debut starting is tomorrow night. So there's opportunities for everybody to literally get handpicked. RJ Smitty picked him up. So, wow. And then we go for Saturday night, guys. We go to our 2 50% Xfinity races with damage on as well, which you'll see me in. I don't know if Enoch drops in there or not.
I ran, what was it, last week? Or was that yesterday? Dude, yeah. I am the worst. Honestly, I'm sorry, guys. I'm the worst member. I should probably, know.
That's why they make vitamin D, Dick. But real quick, A-Trout is falling about 16 cars back behind Fluffy. Vitamin D for your memory, by the way, Nick.
All right, man. I will not remember that, so that's just here.
But and then
yeah,
we go.
I watch some good racing, dude. I don't know where. Like I can't stick on a single car right now. This is impossible.
And then you wrap it up, guys, on Sunday for this racing here. So literally, like I said, there's plenty of opportunities if you can get out developmental. Dude, there's plenty of opportunities for everybody to come in here and race.
Yeah. Yo, I gotta say something about tonight. I'm gonna be a little biased, but I'm a little upset that Titans is not in this race because I was, running Kansas with him before. We were both working on setups. He was doing his own thing. I was doing my own. I thought that he'd have a really good contending car, and unfortunately, I don't know if something came. I hope everything's all right with Titans, but I'd really like to see him try and battle for the lead here.
By the way, we got Buck89 Motorsports jumped this chat too, guys. He said, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" And saying, "Good job to putting in the booth as well."
Putin, you're killing it, man. You seem like you've been doing this for a long time. You're killing it.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for your insight. I thank you guys again for having me. It's great to watch competitive racing. It's great to have great friends like you guys. I appreciate you guys' insight. Thank you guys very much.
Oh, no problem. I'll tell you right now, if you want to get into good hard racing, I mean, these guys are getting it. You need to get in the commentating booth for the trucks in Xfinity. You'll see a lot
Here's the
of
thing,
hard
I'm
racing.
fast, but I'm not that fast. I'd rather be a fast talker than a fast driver, because those days are behind me.
Stay up here with me. Yeah, man, that's... Yeah.
I retired from motorcycle racing and stock car racing this year. That's what I did. I raced. I lived my life. I'm an old bald man at 36. I'd rather watch you young punks go at it, man. You guys are great. And again, I can't appreciate you guys' invite. Thanks for having me. My wife's over here laughing at me because she hasn't seen me this excited since I've seen her married. So, thanks for guys for having me, man. I appreciate you guys.
You gave me goosebumps, bro. That's really nice. That's nice. Yeah, I think we're gonna learn a lot about each other. We're gonna be watching a lot of races together for sure.
I appreciate it, Nick. Thank you.
And it looks like there's a great battle going on with that 4 and 42. Holy cow! But the 4 gets around. Dang, man, that was a good move. Life as a Plant had a strong 1 and 2. 42 didn't look like the 42 let him by. It was just perfect little opportunity there. Someone's in the grass, kicking up dirt. I think it is the 12. That's RKM. The 43 at D-Smith stays high. Gets around.
Actually, it was the 21 of K-Mac.
The 21 of K-Mac. I apologize. Thank you, sir, for catching that. And the 17 of Fluffy. Looks like he's losing that lead because Trout is. Trout's getting closer. Is Trout in second right now?
Yeah, Trout's like, let me look on the stream real quick here.
Because I don't want to be wrong, like what I thought. Titans was in second, he was in 14.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, guys, they're going to have to pit one more time. Because the reason, man, I'm on Trout's stream right now, and his tire indicator light came on.
How many laps are left?
Looking at 30 to go? Maybe 31.
Alright, can they make it on tires with that? I don't know. It's kind of tough.
I'll do it right now.
I wish that I ran more laps here before this race. I want to be able to put some insight on and be like, no, you can't make it, or yes, you can, or like, what's more important, the tires or the fuel? What are you gonna run out of first?
See, to me, it's actually hard.
Control.
It's still hard.
It
It's still the longest though. It's still hard to save tires enough to even with throttle control. The way this wear happens on this game now, it is so hard to try to save at least the right front or your right rear, depending on how your setup runs, to actually match the tires with your gas. It is very hard to do it.
It's very hard to do. And one thing that I always say to others, if their tires are wearing a lot more than mine, but you know, not with a custom setup because that changes a lot. But say we're on a slider setup, we're running the same slider, and he's killing his tires. The one thing I have to say is try not to turn as much. You know, that throttle control, like you said, but you know, you gotta have that throttle control. And
less
I don't know
is
if that's
more.
I don't know if that's gonna cause Fluffy to fall back or to move forward if he's thinking about throttle control too, or just not steering as hard. But yeah, we'll figure it out. The 21 I just saw come off the road.
A-Trout's lost a little to him back here, but not by much. Just got passed by another car. We don't know if he's got fresh tires coming off from pit lane. But again, that strategy,
that was
running
checkmate.
low, running high, you just don't know.
Yeah, checkmate's. I think checkmate's a lap down. He must have just went to get pits and got fresh tires. And we see Trout going to pit road right now.
I'm not gonna lie, that was textbook pit stop right there.
That was a perfect
that
pit.
was
That was a perfect entrance. I agree with Nick. Perfect entrance.
I'm gonna frame that thing on my wall right now, so I'll be back. No, but that was a really nice pit stop. Good job. I'm going with Fluffy now. I'm gonna ride along with Fluffy, see when he pits.
We see
he's
two cars
low.
pulling out in
He's low.
front of
He's
Trout.
right
We see
now.
two cars pulling out, so let's see
And look
how...
at Fluffy is another really good pit stop. Sorry there, but
No, go ahead, Nick.
No, I'm done. I'm just wanted to interrupt you for a second. That was it.
No, Trout pulled in. 2 quarters pulled out right in front of him, and I still followed him. I followed A-Trout through his entire pit stop. It appeared to be a 4-tire stop, which, if that's the case, I'm assuming he took 2 tanks. So let's see if he can gain back what he lost when Fluffy decides to come down pit lane.
Fluffy's already on.
He's in his box, so he pitted a lap later. Let's see if that fall off for that 1 lap or so makes a difference. I'm following along with Fluffy, so I'll take a look from behind, see if A-Trout is any closer. I think he will be. I think Fluffy slowed down quite a bit again.
Fluffy's exiting pits, and Trout's just entering exiting travel.
Yep. I think Trout's gonna be a lot closer right now. Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, this race just got a lot closer. There's that strategy we talked about at the pre-race.
Look at
Trout! Look at Trout! Look on the inside!
This is where that the second line or the high line, where's that drive?
If Trout's going to use that bottom line, he's going to have to do it now. But he's not there.
I agree. If you're going to use that bottom line, you've got to use it now when you got 4 freshies. If not, them good years are going to wear off. And I agree with Nick. Now's the time.
You said it.
This is one heck of a race, man.
I wish Buck was able to do something good. Checkmate Taylor had a great qualifying, but looks like his car's a little damaged there. Mills' run earlier. I think he battled for the lead better than most of these other drivers out there.
Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with AV or TV, or the way he's driving it, but following A-Trout, it sounds like he's out of the throttle a little bit longer than Fluffy is, and that's why Fluffy's pulling him out of the corners. I don't know if he's staying in or out of it.
I think Trout has a tight car right now, or very loose. Because I'm on board with him, and he looks like he's fighting the car. It might have been a bad adjustment on that last pit stop.
Maybe it'll come back to him.
So
maybe he's saving it a little bit. You know, didn't he say he had around 30 laps to go?
That's correct, Nick. You're right.
He could be saving it, trying to stay in a draft. I think right now where he is, he's probably not getting too much of a draft. And I think I believe in that, but I also believe that you're right. I think he's in line. He's going to have to lift a bit.
That only leads to a looser race car earlier or later in the race. I've done that myself numerous times. I will set my car up tighter, knowing that it's going to get looser for the late run. Let's see if this plays out for him.
Oh man, I can't get off this 47 car right now. Let's see what else is going on in the track. Looks like the 95 on the inside of the 42. 95 K Caddy. 42 gatekeeper on the outside. With these long green flag runs, it's so tough to make up ground. Even, you know, if you're like a tenth of a second off with your setup, it builds up. You know, think about it. A tenth of a second after 10 laps, it's an entire second. You know, and it just builds and builds up, and it's hard to make up from that. We're gonna have to see a caution if we see something different.
Just for example, it's hard to get good long green flag runs like this if you join a public lobby because you get so many quote-unquote putzes in there who don't want to drive and wreck people. So to get a good lobby like this, you don't know what your car's going to do on the super long runs unless you get into a private lobby with your friends and figure it out. So again, you just don't know what's going to happen because how many people have had this opportunity. So this is where that strategy comes into play.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy, and like you said, you don't get much racing like this. These guys are so respectful of one another, and it's good to see. And I'm along with 42 with the gatekeeper, and 4 on the apron. He's able to keep it clean. I don't know how he did it. I'm not gonna lie. But
Grim, I'm following the 12 of the RKM Giggity car, and he just bumped the 95 and they are close, hard racing. They are right there. They bumped each other. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but they are right there with each other, trying to. He's on the inside trying to make the pass, and like you just said, clean, respectful racing. How often can you get that unless you're in a good league like the Giggity Racing League?
You're right. You're right. If you find an online lobby like this, you stick in it as long as you can. You become friends with those guys, you know. But I think that the 95 K-Tad, he's woken up because he's been flying, I think, right now, and because he was just with the 42 only a few laps ago, and now the 42 is just a little blue dot in his rearview mirror, but he's starting to move.
RKM Giggity is running that medium, the high line where the 95's up on that fence. He hasn't lost much ground, but at the same time he hasn't gained much ground. So that just proves, depending upon how your car's handling and your tires are at, where you're at. Now he just moved up to the high line right now. Back to you, I'm sorry.
It may be away, but I'm with the 88 Tommy Armor Boy. I'm not exactly sure where he is on position-wise, but I think he's been doing a killer job. I was also following along with Kay Larson. He was just in front of Taddy, and I believe Mills is in front of him. But they've been running really smooth. You got to remember, these are long races. I think actually, Kay Larson. Yeah, Kay Larson is pit.
I'm with K Claddy right now, or K Taddy right now. The car that I was just following, he's in front of him, watching his line. And you see that yellow peaking behind him now. So again, run that high line. He moved up from that second lane, moved up to the high sign. He's right there with him. K-Taddy seems to be pulling away with him and running very smooth. Nick?
Man, K-Taddy is smooth. All these guys are smooth. I'm the type of guy where I thrive on long green flag runs. If I don't have the speed, I'll find time other ways, by saving, by strategizing, and I think Taddy thinks the same way, but the problem is a lot of these other guys do too. We saw what Mills did last race at Dover, and he took that win, man. He was the first to cross that start-finish line, you know, at the end of the race. He was there when it mattered. He saved a bit. He looked at the big picture. I wonder if that's going to play a role again for Kansas. I would love it.
That's all that matters. There's no such thing as a small picture in racing. You don't show up. You don't show up to finish last. If you don't think you have a chance of beating somebody, then you don't show up. And these competitors that we have tonight, they're here for a reason. They are a high caliber driver. And right now, watching K Claddy, he's right. Oh. As I say that, he just mowed a little grass, but still, that's fine. Everybody can mow a little grass. But you don't show up, and in this caliber of driver of league, of the Giggity Racing League, you don't show up and you're not in this level if you're not proficient, smart, and have great strategy. That's what makes this great races with all these drivers, Nick.
Yeah. That actually makes me think they're good, because I remember there's this one race where I had the fastest setup. I was just dominating, but I forgot about being smart, and I lost on strategy. I think I pitted too soon, and I wasn't able to save what I needed. I had to pit another time, like an extra time that I needed to. Because I was just so confident on the speed, but you're right, you have to think about all the elements, man. You gotta be humble too. You gotta take that speed, know that it's great, but not rely completely on it. You gotta think about it.
And the percentage of races you wear. As we watch the 12 car come right back on the inside, where the 95 just did a nice slide job, and the 12 car comes back on the inside. This is Kate Claddy over here. You have to think about who you're racing. What do you think they did? What strategy do you think they pulled? You know, and which if you're running a 1% race or 7% race, these are obviously a lot longer. 7%, your adjustments would be 10 times different than what a 4% weighs on stages. That's why these drivers are so intelligent. They know what adjustments to make to fit their driving style. As the 12 comes underneath the 95, coming into 3 and 4 right now, he barely rubs up, coming back up. 12 rubs up, 95 pulls away. 12 car lost a little bit coming off the 3 and 4 right there. Back to you.
You know, I gotta tell you, not many tracks do we see where you need to protect the high line. I was watching the same thing I was watching the 12 and the 95, and the 12 was on the inside. Any other track, really, or, well, let's say any other 1.5 mile D-shaped oval, if you're on the inside line, you're getting that corner and you're getting that position. But Taddy held that spot as the 12 on the grass. Oh, that was wild. Taddy held that spot on top and held that position.
And what you just brought up the point, Nick, is something from a former racer myself. Just because it's an oval doesn't mean it's an oval. If it's D-shaped, it's not just D-shaped. With apexes and everything, you could turn that track into a diamond and make it faster. What driver out there knows how to make what apex work for them and take... If you're driving on the high side, yes, you're going further around the track, but you get a faster drive. Do you shorten it off by going on the inside? Yes, but how much momentum do you lose? You know, it's what drivers know, what tracks work for them, and how they can turn a D to a diamond or a C to an A, for example, just out of order. You know what I'm saying?
I like that a lot. Yeah, I do.
Again, that's stuff that we used as a racer myself. It's just you have to look at the track and you have to look at the groove, and it doesn't matter if it's paved, dirt, gravel. It doesn't matter. It's what works for you and what you can make work with that particular track. Hence where gear ratios, tire pressures, transmission ratios come in. These custom setup races, Nick, it's up to anybody's game. Who's got the best setup and who's got the best strategy.
Right, and when it comes down to those like D-shaped ovals, they're called cookie cutter tracks, right? But they're different. You know, Atlanta, Texas, Vegas, they're cookie cutters, right?
They're not North Wilkesboro and tracks like that are no longer around anymore.
Right. And they're very similar, but they're also very different.
Hey guys, we're at 3 to go, by the way.
I'm not watching the chat, but I would actually like to know what everyone's favorite, you know, 1.5 mile track is.
With 3 to go, let's do this, Nick. With 3 to go, if anybody's watching the Giggity Racing live stream, type in your favorite track. We'll give you a shout out and what your favorite track is.
I have to say Kansas and Chicago are my favorites. When it comes to like the, you know, I like to call them traditional, like D-shape, Charlotte, Atlanta, Texas, Vegas. I like Vegas right now myself, but it looks like the 9 and check me here. I don't know if he's trying to hit the road. He's definitely down here.
That would be an inopportune time if it was me with 3 to go.
Yeah, no, man, that's unfortunate. I would just run out of gas today.
Following Life's a Plan, he's looking good in that Bush car.
Alrighty guys, we are, I believe, we're the NOCO 1 to go right now. NOCO 1 to go.
Credit One Bank, last lap, gentlemen.
I think there might be a caution, or is that the race?
Is that, yeah. I've been switching cars.
That I don't know.
If that's a caution, gentlemen, we're going green, white, checkered. Who's going to do what? Do you stay out? Do you get the tires just to hook up and lay it flat-footed?
Yep, that's it, guys. That was it.
Dang.
Yep.
Dang, I saw the two.
Finishing order is Fluffy.
Congrats to Fluffy.
Trout. Fluffy
Good race for Trout. Good race for Trout for hanging
Tommy
in there.
Arnold. Mills came back to finish 4th. Taddy finished 5th. RJ finished 6th. Arcam 7th. Checkmate 8th. Kamek ninth, and Larson 10th.
Congratulations to our top 10. Great race,
Wow.
gentlemen.
Yeah,
Thank you for a good
Fluffy.
race.
Let me try and get Fluffy on it.
Get Fluffy. Get the top 3 in here, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I can't
So wait,
breathe.
who else? Fluffy and
Let me see here. It's Fluffy, Trout,
Trout.
and Tommy Arnold.
Trout had a great race going in that Preach car. He was hanging on as long as he could, and he was right there with Fluffy. But for anybody who's never watched any league races or wants to eventually participate, the Giggity Racing League is where you want to learn. This is where you want to watch. This is where you become. This is where little boys become men right here. You just watched a great race, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, it looks like we got the race winner there.
Great.
Congratulations, Fluffy. This is Puddin, one of the guest announcers. Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
The man, the myth, the legend, Fluffy. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? What's up?
I think that little stint right there was better than the win. I'm sorry to say that, Fluffy, but that was amazing what you did.
Nah, but
Fluffy.
Where on the track did you find running best with worn out tires, Fluffy?
The top. The top, man. It was a killer line tonight. So even on worn tires, just basically when the tires got worn, I basically just dime the top, just dime a little bit, and then get the run off. But yeah, that's basically how I done it with the worn tires. Is just diming the top, going on the top lane.
Hey Nick, did I say something about a diamond right there? Seeing him, watching him right there?
You did, man. And hey, I gotta say,
And it paid off for him. He did a great job.
Hey Fluffy, I feel like, alright, at the beginning of the race, very first little stint, you pulled away. Then everyone pitted, and you had a lot of company. And it would go back and forth between you just dominating to you having company. Were you? I feel like you were saving your stuff a little bit. Were you just trying to test the waters with the competition, or were your adjustments not really where you wanted them to be?
No, it was just there was a lot of guys that had good cars tonight. Trout had a really good car. Mills had a good car. Wicked had a good car. I mean, those guys, they were the guys that had good cars tonight as well. It was not only just me, but them guys too. They definitely had really solid cars tonight, and they were up with me the entire race, honestly. And I can't see those guys not being up there. Trout was with me through most of the night, and the first stint, the first stage, it was me, Mills, and Wicked, and man, that was an intense battle there.
Yeah, for like the last 10 laps of that, I literally couldn't speak because I was in awe of trying to watch that. It was so clean and so beautiful racing. It was amazing. It was like watching a real life NASCAR race.
Yeah, I mean, literally, honestly, I don't know how we didn't wreck. I mean, that was just only stage one, and I'm like, hell, we're racing like this in stage one? Like, damn. But, man, I literally, there was nothing bad, no negative things to say about that battle. I mean, that was a really awesome battle between those two guys. And, overall, really solid racing tonight, between, Trout and Wicked and Mills and others. Some of those guys, they definitely had really good cars. And it
sounds like you've been to victory lane before. Would you like to thank any sponsors?
All right.
Can't do that. I can't do that.
I have one question real quick since Trout's here. Trout, this is Put 98F, guest commentary for tonight. I was following you for quite a few laps behind Fluffy right there, and you're right with him. At what point do you think that you fell off, or did you make a mistake, or weren't running any lines? Fluffy was super fast tonight, and as was you, but it seemed like you faded off. Where do you think your down point was?
Yeah, Fluffy was on another level tonight. Definitely at Kansas anyway. I could stick with him mainly because of the draft. It's a big draft track, and using that high line, there wasn't too much mistakes. I scrub the wall here and there, and he'd get away. But with the draft being like it is there, I could kind of catch up. But I think my tire wear was just a little bit more advanced than his, and I think he could just continue to stay in the throttle a little bit longer than I could. And definitely on that last pit cycle, and we basically come out going into turn 4 side by side. That was pretty fun, but I knew I didn't have anything for him. I'd try to stay with him as long as I could, but my tire wear was just killer tonight there toward the end, like those last 10 laps when I was trying to hold on to it was actually the front left that I was left front that I was really battling actually, which is kind of confusing. I figured it'd be like the right rear or the right front, but all in all, man, I had a good run tonight. I had a lot of fun. Obviously, Fluffy was fast, and congrats to him, and just didn't quite have enough for him at the end. Tommy had a pretty decent car, Wicked. But all in all, I finished second in both races. I can't be too mad.
One more question for you, Fluffy, from Puddin'. Again, you were super, super fast. Like you said, you sort of fade off there. Your tire wear. Can you attribute that to this being a custom setup track instead of a slider track, and you have the wrong setup? Were you driving it in too hard, or did you just make wrong adjustments?
Well, when the tires would fall off, I would have to back out my corners just as much more as I would, because I don't back up my corners, maybe for about solid 10, 11 laps, and then, right when it's about to wear down, the right sides, I have to let off a lot. So, it played a factor. The tire wear played a little bit of a factor. I would get a little bit tight on the top when I would going on corner entry. It would basically just get tight on me on long run a little bit, so I'd have to lift out of the throttle a little bit more than I would have to.
So driving style played into it tonight, then.
Basically, yeah. Basically, just when the tire it don't really get bad until the latter part of the run. You'll be fine for a solid 12 laps, and then you'll start seeing differences in how the car drives and how it feels, both corner exit and corner entry. I had a few mishaps where during the middle of the run where the car would snap, like y'all saw with probably about 5 or 4 to go. I about lost it coming off of 2, and battling lap traffic, I about lost it, but I gathered it back up. But that was a very scary moment because I thought that I would have, screwed myself and spun myself out coming before to go. But we kept on it, and just happy we, capitalized on a win tonight.
This is the last thing Puddin' will say. Thank you guys again for having me as a guest commentator. Hell of a race between both of you guys. You guys did a great job. And for everybody who was watching, you taught them a lot too. So not only did you have a successful night for yourself, but you guys taught people things too. That's got to mean something too. But thank you guys again for having me. Great racing to Fluffy, great racing to Trout. You guys both did a great job.
Yeah, and I got to say thank you, Puddin', for coming along. You did a great job. I can't wait to do this more with you. Trout, I don't think I've followed you more than I ever have tonight. I thought you killed it. I'm serious. Both races, I wasn't doing the broadcast, but just following along. You were doing a great job. So good job with that. And kind of back to what we were talking about with the tires. Both of you guys, just it could be a yes or no. When it comes to the tire fall off on the right side, do you try and balance it off? Because sometimes when it's too tight, the front the right front will wear a lot more than the right rear. Do you try and balance it so that they go the right front and the right rear are pretty even, or does it not matter to you?
Uh, that would be ideal if it were always like that, in my personal opinion.
Ideal.
But
I like
that's kind of hard to. That's just where practice comes in, and you just kind of make long runs and see where you're at.
Good call. What do you think, Fluffy? Is that something you think about?
I'm kind of the same on what Chout said. I mean, it could be ideal, but at the same time, like, you want to either have balanced tire wear, but, you know, some of that can factor in some tracks. You know, the right front and the right rear wearing more than the right front, or the right front wearing more than the right rear. You know, but basically what Chout said, I agree with him. You know, it's just ideal.
Well, you know, it's funny. I just, you know, with racing, everything is so situational, and it depends on the track. It depends on the timing, and who knows what's gonna work. But you guys, you both did a heck of a job. You're always fast, always strong. I always hope for the best. Thank you guys for joining and talking to us for a few minutes. Thank you also for putting on an awesome show. Grim said it before. He was in awe. You know, like he had his jaws. I was too. I have drooled on my shirt tonight. No, I didn't. I did not. But like that's how it was. So thank you guys for the awesome show for Giggity Racing.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, you know, that's all I got to say. I hope you guys enjoy your night. Thanks again. But Grim, you got anything?
Not really. I mean, I was kind of curious about you guys' fuel at the end of that run. How close was it?
I mean, the fuel run, it wasn't really much of the fuel run, but when we would have to come in, we'd probably come in around for me, it was around like 2 or 3 laps to go on fuel, but everybody's different because tire wear is more, it's more of an, important thing than fuel at
I was wondering
Kansas.
that.
So
Are you guys on a wheel or controller?
Controller.
I'm on a wheel.
So you got a 50-50 balance. First, second drivers. So everybody can still maintain a balance, whether they be one or the other. That was a good, that was curiosity for me.
All right.
Yeah. It wasn't much of a fuel run for me either. It was all tires, and
tires are more.
On that last stop, I burnt all my stuff off trying to keep up with Fluffy and just trying to have something at the end. But those last 10 laps, I had to just baby through the corners pretty much and just save the tires. There was no fuel in play.
I can't thank you guys enough for letting me have again, and I can't thank you guys enough for putting on a hell of a show. You guys are great, and like I said, you guys are a pure, simple, plain example of how to race a league. Clean, fun, enjoyable, fast, and competitive.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
And
well, hopefully we can have you around more often.
You said it.
All right, before we end
I think that's it. Yeah.
I have one more question, then we're gonna head out of here for the night because everybody's gotta get up in the morning for work. But I did have a question to the race, and I don't know if Fluffy or Trout, you guys could answer it. With running the high side, was there any other possible way to make a setup to run the bottom to compete with the high side?
I mean, honestly, see back in our esports race at Kansas, we've tried to build a setup to go on the bottom, but the thing about it is, in the way the game is designed, the high side is more prone to get more out of the corner. Now, I mean, you could make a car for middle, but you run into the problem of, getting loose because of tire wear. But the bottom, it's kind of like your last resort, honestly. But
I thought of it as like a passing lane. Like you got to have something that'll work for a few laps at the bottom if you don't pass. That's how I saw it.
Well, we watched earlier where Enoch brought this into play, where somebody was following somebody on that middle line and keeping up with him. But then Enoch Yeah, but he didn't notice. Oh, he didn't gain. He didn't lose. But then in the draft, down the back stretch, the front stretch, he would suck up, and then coming into turns 3 and 4, he'd go back down to that middle lane.
Yeah, and couldn't pass or anything. I just feel
exactly.
like
So again, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm just saying. So the high line is ultimately where to go, and if you want to pass on the bottom side, you got to do it on 4 fresh tires within the first 3-4 laps, or otherwise you're back up to the high side drafting. Enoch brought this point up earlier.
Basically, I mean, it's just a game of strategy and where you want to go at. Now, you could potentially go for a slide job, but I mean, you gotta time it right. I mean,
that's what I was gonna say. That's the only way you're gonna pass on the bottom.
That's a good call.
Is a slide job.
And but
you gotta pay for that, don't you?
Well, hopefully the guy you're passing doesn't.
Yeah, right.
I'm down the
you
track.
gotta pay for a slide job.
Well,
it's not one of those jobs. Anyway.
Well, I can tell you right now, if you ever do a slide job, I can pretty much tell you if you literally time it wrong and you get into that person, they're probably going to pay you back, and it ain't going to be a slide job.
That's a good, man.
It's more going to be a plow job.
Give and take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks again, guys, for having me.
Yeah, thank you,
great,
man.
And great racing to you guys, and I hope you guys will have me back. I really will.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Y'all did really good in the booth tonight. Hell of a job, guys.
Man.
Appreciate it. You guys killed it as always. And Grim, I know, and so thank you guys. If y'all gotta leave, do your thing, enjoy your night, go for it. I don't got any more questions for you. I got one thing to say to the other commentators here.
Yep.
One thing we saw that we didn't even talk about.
Thank you, guys.
We didn't even talk about.
Appreciate it, guys.
These guys were running against the wall, but they barely hit the wall. Think about it. They were very precise all night long. It was great racing.
I mean, they were running
the heck out of it.
They were running the Kyle Larson line. That's about what that is.
And they were clean all the time, man. It was insane. But that's all I got to say. We never really talked about that, but everyone was great. Mr. Grimm, if you want to send us off.
All right, guys. Well, if you guys want to, we're gonna head off for the night. Come and stop by next. Yeah, I can't even speak. I'm getting tired. Come in and stop in tomorrow night for the truck series with Giggity. Should be a good group of guys there. I'm gonna try to broadcast that one. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm gonna try.
Well, if you need a substitute, let me know.
Alrighty. Well, guys, Giggity Racing League here, signing off. You guys have a good night. God bless.
10-14.